Do your feet feel like blocks of ice even when everyone else is warm? Do you sit on the sofa with a blanket, thick socks, and still cannot shake the chill in your toes? You rub your hands together, you stomp your feet on the floor, but the warmth never really arrives. It is not just annoying. It drains your energy. It makes walking, standing, or climbing stairs feel harder than it should. Most people are told that is just poor circulation, as if it were a small thing. But poor circulation is your body whispering that the highways carrying oxygen and fuel to your legs are slowing down. Now imagine this. One simple drink you can make in 30 seconds that tells those highways to open, to flow, to bring warmth back from the inside out. Today, you are going to learn exactly what that drink is, how to use it, and how to feel the difference within days. Let us start with what is actually happening when your feet and hands always feel cold. Your heart is pumping. That part is working. The real trouble is in the roads leaving the heart. Your blood vessels are like an enormous network of pipes and small winding streets. Big highways near your heart split into smaller and smaller paths as they travel down your thighs, wrap around your knees, weave through your calves, and finally reach your toes. When you were younger, those paths were wide and flexible. They could open up quickly when you walked, climbed stairs, or stood up suddenly. Warm, fresh blood could pour into your muscles and skin, carrying oxygen and nutrients, and carry away waste like carbon dioxide. That is what creates that feeling of warmth and strength. As we age, several things begin to change. The inner lining of the blood vessels can become irritated by high blood pressure, extra sugar in the blood, or long-term inflammation. The vessel walls can become stiffer, like an old garden hose left in the sun. The smooth muscles in the vessel wall, which are supposed to open on command, start staying slightly tighter than they should. Now picture those long, narrow vessels in your calves and feet when you sit for a long time, when you do not move much, or when the weather is cool. The muscles in the vessel walls are tense. The lining is not as smooth. The path is half open, not fully open. Blood still flows, but only in a thin stream. The result is simple to feel. Your tissues receive less oxygen and less fuel. Waste products move out more slowly. Your nerves in the skin sense chill because less warm blood is reaching them. Your muscles feel heavy and tired faster because they are working with a limited supply. This is why climbing a single flight of stairs can feel like climbing a hill. It is why walking to the mailbox can feel like more work than it should. It is not just that you are out of shape. It is that the supply lines are narrowed. Most quick fixes aim at the surface. Rubbing, heating pads, massage machines, thick socks. These can feel nice. They warm the skin from the outside. But the inner pathways, the vessels themselves, remain tight. To change the story, you need a signal that reaches those vessel walls from the inside. A signal that says, it is safe to relax, it is time to widen. Your body already has such a signal. You just need to feed it the raw material to make more of it. That is where one particular ingredient comes in. Inside every artery and vein, there is a thin, delicate lining of cells. You can think of them as the tiles on the inside of a tunnel. These cells do much more than just sit there. They talk to the muscles in the wall. They decide when the vessel should be tighter and when it should loosen. One of the main ways they send that message is by releasing a tiny gas. You cannot see it or smell it, but it is powerful. When the lining cells release this gas, it slips into the surrounding muscle and tells it to relax. When the muscle relaxes, the vessel widens. When the vessel widens, more blood flows with less pressure. This is one of the simplest and most elegant systems in your body. When it works well, your circulation is flexible. When it works poorly, your vessels stay too tight. Your legs do not get the flow they deserve. With age, chronic stress, and modern diets, many people make less of this helpful gas. The good news is that your body can also make this gas from certain natural compounds in food. If you give your body more of the raw material, the lining cells can once again release the relaxing signal more easily. Where do you find these raw materials? They are called nitrates, and they are present in a number of vegetables. Among those vegetables, one stands out because it is especially rich, easy to juice, and widely available. You have seen it in the produce section, a dark red root that stains everything it touches, from your cutting board to your fingers. Many people avoid it because they remember a strong, earthy taste. But hidden in that color is the exact substance your vessels are craving. This is not a strange herb or a lab-made powder. It is a common vegetable your grandparents likely knew well. When you prepare it in a particular way and drink it at the right time, it becomes one of the most direct ways to nudge your circulation back toward flexibility. Now let us bring that ingredient out of the ground and into your glass. The star of this routine is beetroot juice. Not pickled slices, not sugar-loaded cocktails, but simple juice pressed from beets. Beetroots are unusually rich in natural nitrates. When you drink beet juice, these nitrates do not remain in that form for long. In your mouth, the helpful bacteria on your tongue begin the first step of transforming them. As the juice travels to your stomach and then into your bloodstream, your body continues that transformation, step by step, until those nitrates become the gas your vessel lining uses as a relaxing signal. Here is a simple way to picture it. The beets carry the raw material like bricks. Your mouth and gut act like a workshop, reshaping the bricks into keys. Those keys are the gas molecules. When they reach your blood vessel walls, they fit into special locks on the muscle cells, and each lock that opens tells a muscle fiber to let go a little. As millions of those tiny locks open, the whole artery gently expands. This expansion is not violent or forced. It is smooth and natural. The space inside your vessels widens. Blood, which had been pushing through a narrow channel, now flows more freely. Resistance drops. Your heart does not need to push as hard. More warm, oxygen-rich blood can reach your toes and fingers. Beetroot juice also brings other gifts. It carries natural pigments, the deep red color, which act as antioxidants, helping to soothe irritation in the vessel lining. It offers small amounts of minerals that support overall blood and nerve function. But the nitrates are the star when it comes to circulation. Many people worry when they hear the word nitrate because they have heard about harmful forms added to processed meats. It is important to separate those two. Nitrates from whole vegetables behave differently in the body, especially when they arrive packaged with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. Studies have shown that vegetable-sourced nitrates are associated with improved vessel function, not harm. Of course, beetroot juice is not a magic potion. It cannot erase years of damage in a day. It cannot replace medicines your doctor has prescribed, but it can act as a strong ally, especially for the vessels in your legs, where gravity and distance already make the job harder. The best part is how simple it is to use. No complex recipe, no long prep time. Just one ingredient and a few small tricks to make it easier to enjoy. Beets have a reputation. Some people love their sweetness. Others taste only soil. The key to making beetroot juice a daily habit is to respect your tongue while still giving your vessels what they need. Step 1. Choose the right juice. When you are at the store, look for a bottle or carton that clearly says 100% beetroot juice. The ingredients list should be short. Ideally, it contains only beetroot juice and perhaps a little lemon juice as a preservative. Avoid juices that are blends with a lot of apple, grape, or other sweet fruits dominating the mix. Those often contain too much sugar and not enough nitrate-rich beet. Also, avoid labels that say from concentrate if possible. Fresh or gently pasteurized juice that is not made from concentrate tends to retain more of the natural compounds we are looking for. If concentrate is your only option where you live, it can still be useful, but choose the one with the highest beet content and no added sugars. If you own a juicer and like to prepare your own, you can wash and trim fresh beets, run them through the machine, and drink the juice right away. You may want to wear an apron, as beet juice stains easily. Step 2. Measure a realistic serving. You do not need a huge glass. A serving of about 6 to 8 ounces is enough. That is around the size of a typical small coffee mug. Pour that amount into a glass. If you are sensitive or new to beets, you can begin with 4 ounces and slowly work up over a week. Step 3. Soften the earthiness. If you find the taste too strong, there are simple, safe ways to soften it without blocking the nitrate conversion. One of the easiest is to squeeze in a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. The bright, sour note from lemon can cut through the earthy flavor and make the drink feel lighter. Another gentle option is to add a small amount of plain water to dilute the intensity. You can also mix in a small splash of another vegetable juice, like carrot or cucumber, as long as beetroot remains the main component. Avoid adding a lot of sweet fruit juice, which quickly turns a helpful circulation drink into a sugar bomb. Stir once or twice, take a small sip, and notice how it feels. Remember that this is not a drink you are enjoying just for flavor. It is a simple medicine-like routine you are doing for your future legs and heart. That said, there is no reason it needs to taste unpleasant. Step 4. Drink it with intention. Stand or sit comfortably. Take a deep breath. Then drink your serving steadily over a minute or 2. There is no need to gulp it down in one shot. Let it pass over your tongue, where the first step of conversion begins. When you are done, rinse your mouth with a sip of plain water if you are concerned about staining your teeth. Then go on with your morning knowing that inside, tiny changes have already started. Used this way, beetroot juice becomes less of a chore and more like brushing your teeth. Simple, quick, and part of taking care of yourself. What you drink is important. When you drink, it can be just as important. Beetroot juice does not snap your vessels open in seconds. The conversion from nitrates to the relaxing gas and the response of your blood vessels take time. Most people see the peak effect on circulation roughly 2 to 3 hours after drinking the juice. That means if you drink it in the morning, the strongest widening of your vessels will happen in the middle of your active day when you are walking, standing, and using your legs. If you drink it late in the evening, the peak may come when you are sitting still or already asleep. Your legs are not moving. The heart is working less hard. You might not feel much difference at all, and you could wrongly decide that the juice is useless. In reality, you simply missed the window where you could feel the help most clearly. To make this drink work for you, aim to have it in the morning, ideally between 8 and 11 o'clock. If you rise early, you can drink it with or right after your breakfast. If mornings are slow for you, choose a time that fits your schedule as long as it is several hours before you usually slow down for the evening. You can build a simple ritual around it. Wake up, wash your face, prepare your juice. While you drink it, take a moment for 2 or 3 deep belly breaths, letting your nervous system know that this day does not have to be rushed. That combination of breath and juice sends a double signal to your vessels to relax. If you like, add a small gentle movement afterward. For example, stand behind a chair and raise your heels off the floor 10 times, then rest and do it again. This simple heel raise motion helps your calf muscles, sometimes called your second heart, push blood up from your feet. With your vessels gradually widening thanks to the juice, that muscle pump can work even more effectively. Over several days, this little morning pattern becomes familiar. Your body begins to expect that caring signal. The more regular you are with timing, the easier it is for your system to build up a steady level of circulating nitrates and their helpful products. Remember, this is not about perfection. If one day you forget and drink it at noon, you have not failed. You will simply feel the main effect a bit later in the afternoon. The goal is to make morning your usual time, not to scold yourself for slipping. Morning is also when many people feel their circulation is naturally more sluggish. Nighttime lying still can allow fluid to pool in certain areas. Starting your day by gently waking the vessels inside with a timed drink is like opening the curtains to let light in. Now that you know what to drink, how to make it, and when to take it, let us turn this into a simple experiment. Not a lifetime promise yet, just 7 days of paying attention. For 1 week, choose a starting day, perhaps Monday. Each morning, between 8 and 11, drink your measured glass of beetroot juice as part of your routine. Make a small note somewhere you will see it, on your calendar or a piece of paper on the fridge. Alongside this, take 60 seconds each day to notice 3 things. First, how do your feet and hands feel in the late morning and early afternoon? Are they as cold as usual? Do you still reach immediately for extra socks or a blanket? Or do you catch a moment where they feel a little less icy? Second, how do your legs feel when you walk a normal distance? For you, that might be to the mailbox, around the block, or simply from one end of your home to the other. Do your legs feel just as heavy and tired as always? Or do you sense a very slight ease, like someone took a tiny weight off your ankles? Third, how is your general energy? Many people with poor circulation feel a deep type of fatigue, as if their limbs are always a bit starved. With improved flow, you might notice that daily tasks feel a touch less draining. Here is what many people report, though your experience will be your own. On day 1 and 2, you might not feel anything dramatic. Some notice that their usual afternoon slump is softer. Others find their hands are not quite as clammy. By day 3, 4, and 5, the steady pattern of morning juice begins to build up in your system. The vessel lining responds more quickly. The gas that tells your vessels to widen is more available. You may notice that when you step outside on a mild day, your toes do not bite with cold quite as fast. By day 6 and 7, if you have been consistent, small changes can be easier to notice. Your feet might feel less like ice when you climb into bed. Your legs may recover a bit more quickly after a short walk. These are subtle signs that the supply lines are waking up. They do not mean your circulation is perfect. They do mean your body is responding to a clear, natural signal. Over the longer term, if your doctor agrees and if your body tolerates the juice well, you can extend the routine beyond 7 days. You can also combine it with other healthy habits, like avoiding tobacco, keeping blood pressure under control, and walking regularly. It is important to say clearly, beetroot juice is not a replacement for medical care. If you have severe pain in your legs when you walk, if you notice wounds on your feet that do not heal, or if your skin changes color, you must talk to a health professional right away. Those can be signs of serious artery disease that needs urgent attention. But for many people with milder circulation issues, this simple 7-day challenge is a safe way to see how responsive their body still is. Instead of feeling like a passive victim of cold, heavy legs, you become an active partner in supporting your vessels. The most powerful part of the challenge is not the juice itself. It is the message you send yourself when you choose, each morning, to do something small and kind for your future mobility. If you are tired of layering socks, hiding your cold hands, and telling yourself this is just how getting older feels, you now know it does not have to be the whole story. Your blood vessels are not frozen in time. They can still respond to clear, natural signals. One vegetable, turned into one quick drink, can give your body the material it needs to open those narrow paths and send warmth and energy back into your legs. 6 to 8 ounces of beetroot juice each morning, a squeeze of lemon if you like, and a few minutes of gentle movement can become your daily promise to your own circulation. You do not need to change everything overnight. Start tomorrow. Choose your glass. Drink it between 8 and 11. Notice your hands and feet as the days pass. If this simple plan makes sense to you, share it with a friend or family member who is always complaining about cold feet. You do not have to live in a body that feels starved of flow. One small habit, repeated, can help you feel more alive from your heart all the way down to your toes.